Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode number 5. So last time, it's been confirmed Kinzo is no more. Confirmed really now. And then we also saw Kraus talk about what he has been doing under the table. And he had amassed an insane amount of debt. And even, yes, gave the deeds to Rokinjima Island, to the house, to a moneylender, right? So he can have money to pay out all these other business ventures he wanted to do. So he can repay whatever money he lost, right? And yes, we saw how big of a problem this is, and that's why they are very, how do I say this? They need money, right? They're very desperate for money right now. And they even talk about, or even Kraus talked about, solving the witch's epitaph. Because yes, he looks like he was losing hope. And he was like, how about we solve the witch's epitaph? And even call Jessica. It's gonna be a family affair. And we'll solve it so we can get 20 billion yen, he said. So let us continue and let's see what happened today. So Natsuki ran through the corridor. Even though she didn't want anyone to see her like this, she ran headlong into Genji.
大変失礼いたしました。奥様、お怪我はございませんか？
私は大丈夫です。放っておきなさい。
かしこまりました。
源氏、お父様の書斎はどうなっていますか？
そのままにしております。南條先生は客間におられますが。
そうですか。書斎の鍵は持っていますか？
はい、ございます。
お貸しなさい。しばらく私とお父様の二人きりにするように。もし主人に私のことを聞かれても知らないというのですよ。
かしこまりました。
Certainly. After grabbing the key to the study that Genji was holding out to her, Natsuki rushed up the stairs. She then flew into the study. She finally let out a wail and cried. What's gonna happen here now?
お父様、愚かな私たちをどうかお許しください。私と主人はお父様の築き上げてきたものを受け継ぐことができます。
We aren't capable of inheriting all that you created.
罪深く愚かな私たちをどうかお許しください。そしてもしお許しいただけるならば、どうか愚かな私たちをお導きください。
Imagine if Kinzo suddenly woke up. Clinging to Kinzo as he slept in the bed, Natsuki cried even harder. She kept imagining Kinzo sitting up suddenly and patting her head. No, father isn't the type of person to pamper. More likely he'd yell at me to stop being so noisy. True. However, neither of these imaginations came true, because it was an undeniable fact that Kinzo had entered an eternal sleep. But even so, Natsuki begged the sleeping Kinzo to forgive and help them. It was only a few hours after his passing. Perhaps his soul was still there or still here listening to her. Believing this, Natsuki begged for Kinzo's forgiveness and help even more earnestly.
やかましいぞ。私は沈黙を尊ぶといつも言っている。
Okay, this is fake. Come on. Imagination. The voice made Natsuki jump in surprise. This is an imagination, 100%. When she faced in the direction that the voice had come from, she saw Kinzo sitting at the study desk, holding up his reading glasses.
またクラウスと喧嘩をしたのか。嫁をいたわらぬとはクラウスめ。私の悪いところばかりを受け継ぎよる。
お父様。
なんというみそぼらしい顔か。顔を洗え。仮にも後宮家次期当主の妻ではないか。そんな情けない面を使用人に見せてはならぬぞ。
はい、お父様。失礼しました。
Natsu understood. This was just an illusion, one that Natsu had created out of her desire to speak with the memory of Kinzo as he once was. No, that wasn't it. She believed that just for now, Kinzo's soul had shown itself to her. She was sure doubting that this would cause it to vanish in an instant.
当主の座が継承されたと同時に早速厄介事が起きたようだな。
はい、お父様。夫を支えることができませんでした。本当に申し訳ありません。
つくづく後宮家は呪われている。
The USHIROMIYA family is very cursed.
私が当主を継承した時もそれはひどいものだった。
I mean, technically true though, right? Based on the stories that we've been hearing. Yeah, Kinzo was only, what do you call this, became the family because no one else was left, right? So technically you can say it's the same. But, I mean, for Kinzo, I guess he didn't even plan to become the successor, unlike Kraus. I mean, Kraus was pretty much, yes, he is the firstborn son of Kinzo, so he was assumed to be the head for so long. He prepared for that, but he still failed.
お前たちの苦難などまだまだ可愛いものだ。
Kinzo's succession to the family headship, had come suddenly. And at the time, he had been nothing more than a single young man from a branch family far separated from the USHIROMIYA main family. The main family might have had honor and tradition, but Kinzo had nothing to do with that. Then the principal members of the main family were wiped out in the Great Kanto earthquake along with their businesses. On top of that, there had been a complicated antagonism between the members of the family at the time, and the elders had all tried to impose their will on the others in that sinking ship. Because of this, they weren't even able to elect a leader to revive the USHIROMIYA family. Then they found a common ground and selected Kinzo, a youth with absolutely no ties to any of the opposing elders, to be head. So the elders hadn't really entrusted Kinzo with the rebuilding of the USHIROMIYA family. Kinzo had been nothing more than their puppet, with his arms and legs pulled in opposite directions.
はい。お父様の苦難の日々はよく存じております。
そして戦争が始まった。
The war started.
当時の私はもう生きていくことに疲れ果てていた。戦場で死ねればと願ったが、前線には送られなかった。しかし、日に日に戦況が悪化し、本土決戦の時が近づいてきていた。私は不謹慎にも、その日が早くやってくることを願っていた。
Honestly, it's insane though, right? In World War II, Japan, if you compare how big Japan is compared to the other countries and how, yeah, like what they did back then, it was insane for such a smaller country is what I'm saying. After listening to the approaching footsteps of that Reaper day in and day out, it is said that Kinzo started cutting his ties with this world one by one. And then on the day that he had severed all his regrets, when he reached a state of enlightenment, it is said that he had a mystical experience. It is said that he met her. Okay, so this is when he met her. So yes, in my thoughts and theories video, I said that he had a wife first, right? And then I guess afterwards, he just met Beatrice. And then I guess this is it. It is said that he met her, the Golden Witch Beatrice.
私は魔女と契約を交わし、黄金と狂気の力を与えられた。
But I do wonder though, what is the truth to this, right? Like, let's say, yeah, the gold and stuff. What is the truth to this?
その日を境に、古き私は死に、狂気の魔力を得た新しき私が誕生したのだ。
存じております。
I mean, back then, because it's wartime, right? It's wartime, so maybe the Japanese people, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of treasures even back then, right? Yamashita's treasure, for example, I mean. Maybe it was one of those situations where there were just a lot of gold, let's say, that was compiled, and then for some reason, Kinzo got a hold of it. But yeah, the reason is how. How did he get an insane amount of gold? Right? How did that happen?
そして戦後、お父様は天才的辣腕にて後宮家を復興させるのです。
Now the deceased elders who knew Kinzo at the time had whispered to each other that Kinzo must have bumped his head on the battlefield and returned with a different personality. That was how much Kinzo had stood out after the war. So something happened during the war, and then when Kinzo came back, yes, he became much more better leader, or the head of the family. Whether the story about Kinzo meeting a witch was true or not, there could be no doubt the extraordinary experience of war had prepared him for death and let him reach the state of enlightenment. If he wanted to describe the mystical experience following all that as a meeting with a witch, that claim certainly shouldn't be dismissed out of hand.
そうですね。お父様は戦争からお帰りになり、魔女ベアトリーチェを従え、真の意味での後宮家当主となられたのです。
そうだ。ベアトリーチェに出会う以前の私は、当主と呼ばれるだけの人形に過ぎん。私は黄金の魔女を従えて初めて当主たり得たのだ。
お父様、その黄金の魔女は新しき当主である夫クラウスには力を貸してくださらないのでしょうか。
貸すであろうな。真に当主を継承したならば。
真に継承するとはどういう意味ですか。
真の意味で後宮家の当主としての責任と誇りを持てるかどうかということだ。夏日、お前ならば分かっているはず。当主とは血で継承されるものではない。魂と信念によって継承されるのだ。クラウスが我が長男であっても、それがなくては真の当主とは呼べない。
He cannot be called the true head if he does not possess these things.
そして、それが心に宿されていたなら、その人間はたとえクラウスでなくとも、立派な新しき当主である。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェは、その真の当主に力を貸すであろう。そうであるな、ベアトリーチェ。
And now the magic is here again. When Kinzo called the witch's name, gold butterflies seeded out of every corner of the room. This fantastical scene had an otherworldly beauty to it. It was like standing in the midst of a blizzard of golden flower petals being blown about a rose garden of gold. As Natsui stared at the scene in shock, the gold butterflies gathered and formed a human shape. Then the witch of the portrait appeared.
いかにもわらわこそが後宮家顧問錬金術師黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェである。わらわは奔放にして自由。
I am free to run rampant.
誰の命令も聞かぬ。
それを世界でたった一人私だけが支配した。だからこそ後宮家の当主たり得るのだ。
その傲慢さこそが後宮家当主の資格だというか。
傲慢とはすなわち自信であり勇気である。そしてそれに見合う力を得ようとする飽なき向上心の表れである。だからこそ私はお前を支配した。
傲慢を語る男がそれを実現していく様を見るのは心地よいものだ。不言実行は強運なる者の言い訳に過ぎぬ。真の王者は持たぬ者さえも語る。
A true monarch also speaks of what he doesn't have.
そしてその傲慢を確かに実現してみせるのだ。わらわを支配できる者にはその王者の傲慢が必要だ。
わかるか夏日よ。真の王者はあらゆる苦難を恐れぬ。必ず乗り越えられると公言する。その算段がなくともだ。だから弱者は希望を持つ。集いあがめ協力を誓う。そこに力が生まれ有言は実行されるのだ。それを心に刻め。
Engrave that into your heart. This sentence again, this phrase again. I mean. Okay.
はい、お父。
Natsui understood. Through this mystical experience, Ikinzo was telling her how to prepare herself to overcome hardship, even after his own death. Feeling a warm sensation rise up in her chest, she let the valuable words Ikinzo had given her echo through her mind over and over. A true monarch, in other words, the true head of the USHIROMIYA family, must not fear hardship. Such a person must believe they can overcome any hardship. If they can't even believe it about themselves, then they'll have no chance of overcoming their challenges. She suddenly felt very ashamed of the way she'd entered his room, sobbing and asking Kinzo what to do.
私は愚かでした。後宮家の一大事に泣き言を言う暇などあるわけもありません。そしてお父様から後宮家を引き継いだ以上、私たちは何があってもその名誉を守り抜きます。
ほう、どうやってクラウスの借金を返済するか、その青写真も描けぬのにか。
Beatrice laughed unpleasantly. No, that wasn't it. She was testing Natsuhi to see whether she possessed the mental readiness to be a true monarch. Natsuhi wasn't confused anymore. She answered clearly, gazing into Beatrice's eyes.
はい。今はどうすればいいのか、その方法をまだ見つけることはできません。しかし、私の夫は新しき後宮家の当主であり、私はそれを支える妻です。ですから、夫に代わり、私が宣言します。
聞こ
う。後宮クラウスと夏日は、必ずやこの苦難を乗り越え、後宮家の名誉を守ってみせます。お父様にご心配をおかけすることはありません。
クラウスの借金の規模と惨憺たる状況については知っておるな。
The scope.
はい。この屋敷さえも明日には立ち退けと命じられても拒めぬという最悪の状況です。遺産分配となれば 親族たちに刑事告発さえされるかもしれません。しかし心配には及びません。そうなる前に借金をすべて返済し、名誉を取り戻します。
But I do wonder though, how long has it been? Like in 1986, right? When did this happen? We can say that in 1984 at least Kinzo was still alive because the witch's epitaph was pretty much just started there, right? 1984, so we could say in that time frame, let's say 1984 to 1986, somewhere between those years Kinzo died. So it's probably not like a week before the events of the meeting, right? The family meeting in 1986. It's probably much more longer than that. Maybe at that time, I don't know, maybe they have paid some of it, but who knows. Maybe probably not though, or maybe or maybe not, because at that time they were already talking about no. Because yeah, when the family came here, right, the other relatives, they were asking money themselves. It was not like Kraus and Natsuki were revealing that Kinzo was dead already. Yeah, it was the yearly family conference. So they probably hadn't solved this yet by 1986. As she stood at attention with a resolute attitude, Natsui proclaimed this clearly with USHIROMIYA, Kinzo, and Beatrice as witnesses. For a while, they remained silent as those weighing Natsui's resolve. Then Kinzo chuckled and turned away.
おし、なぜにこやつが我が息子ではなかったのか。
Yeah, this scene isn't even real though.
その資質を持つ女を息子がめとったことさえ、これもまたそなたの強運よ。
The thing is, did Kinzo really think of Natsui like this? Most likely not, right? I mean, Kinzo, yeah, he doesn't even care about his own children. But he would care about Natsui? He would think Natsui like this about Natsui? I don't know. Unlikely.
ベアトリーチ、私の最後の命令だ。
当主でないそなたの命令をもはや聞く義理はないぞ。
ほう。ならば新しき後ろ宮家当主の命令に従え。
そなたはすでに当主でなく、クラウスは未だ当主ではない。わらわは誰に仕えよというのか。
お前にそれを委ねる。後宮家の当主を受け継ぐ資格があるかどうか、そして片翼のわしの紋章を背負うにふさわしいかどうか、お前が確かめるのだ。
断るぞ。当主でなき男の命令など聞けぬわ。
いや違うぞ。これは遺言である。当主が残したお前への最後の命令である。
The last order. Let me read that again. What is he saying? I want to understand that. I will leave it up to you. Decide who is qualified to succeed the USHIROMIYA family head. The last order. This might be real? Maybe? I don't know.
ならば従わぬわけにはいかぬか。わらわもつくづく付き合いがよい。
違うな。
ほう？
興味を持ったからであろうが。
つくづくそなたには隠し事ができんな。
夏日。
はい、お父様。
乗り越えてみよ、この苦難を。
Natsui.
はい。
That might have seemed like a mere response to Natsuhi, but to Kinzo and Beatrice, it seemed to be something of a much greater significance. Beatrice nodded deeply, and with emotion as elegant as her dress, she bowed deeply before Natsui.
後宮家顧問錬金術師 黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。ここ後宮家の苦難を再び乗り越えるため、そなたの力となろうぞ。
What, so Beatrice is gonna be appearing with Natsuhi now, or what?
ありがとう。あなたの力が必要です。私たちは必ずこの苦難を乗り越えます。
そのために助力は惜しまぬが、先に断らねばならぬ。
So Beatrice is gonna be Natsuhi's guide in this episode. Yeah, it seems like that though.
かつて金蔵の窮地を救ったように、そなたに再び莫大な黄金を与えれば、この度の苦難は解決することは分かっている。しかし、それはできぬのだ。
そうですか。
すまんな、夏日。ベアトリーチェの黄金は私一代限りという契約なのだ。そしてそれを受け継ぐためには魔女の碑文を解かねばならぬのが取り決め。
黄金は碑文にて封じられている。だからそれを解けぬ限り、そなたに黄金の魔法は与えられぬ。
わかりました。ならば他の方法でこの窮地を脱する方法を模索しましょう。主人は時間をかけるとは言っていますが、必ず借金は返済できると言っています。そのための時間を得ることができれば、この苦難は乗り越えられます。
よいぞ、夏日。続けよ。
しかし金蔵はもう死んでいるぞ。医者と使用人は葬儀の準備。そなたは親族たちにその連絡だ。そなたは自らその金策の猶予時間を終わらせる宣言をすることになる。
By your own hand, you will bring an end to this ploy for time.
自ら刃を下ろす断頭台も愉快なものよ。
How charming is the guillotine where you lower the blade yourself. Remember earlier when we saw in the beginning, right, that it said that Natsu, you are the culprit, and there are characters that are dead already. They say they were slashed in the neck by a blade. I don't know. Is this connected to that? Startled, Natsuhi looked up at the ceiling. There wasn't actually anything there. But even so, Natsuhi had found something.
降りたか、魔力が。
夏日、決まったか。わらわに望む奇跡の魔法が。
Okay. Once again, all of those who had witnessed Kinzo's corpse were gathered in the study. Kraus was still impatient and clutching at his head. Genji was expressionless as ever. Nanjo and Kumasawa wore bewildered expressions on their faces. But in stark contrast to all of them, Natsuhi wore a resolute expression.
あなたにもう一度お尋ねします。金策は間違いないのですね。
1年、いや、せめて半年あれば必ず実る計画なんだ。
Okay. A year. So let's say maybe he died in 1985. Maybe. Yeah, something like that.
しかし、今すぐにはどうしても無理なのだ。
ならば、それを待ちましょう。
しかし、お前も言ったぞ。親父はもう死んでしまった。
お父様はお亡くなりになどなっていませんよ。
Okay, so Natsuhi was the one who gave this idea, I mean, to hide Kinzo for now.
まだこうしてご健在であられます。
When Natsu said this, everyone jumped and looked up because they instantly understood what those words meant. However, Kraus alone didn't get it right away and asked her, "What do you mean by
それ
that?"
はどういう意味だね。親父はもう現にそこに。
Yeah, pretty much just close your eyes and believe that he is there.
繰り返します。お父様は未だにご健在であられます。ご自身の研究がお忙しいので、これまで以上に書斎を出ることはできません。ですから私たちは、お父様が研究に専念できるように、外務をすべて執り行い、お父様に不要なお仕事が及ばないようにしなくてはなりません。
So now this is the excuse they're gonna give. Yeah, I mean they pretty much did this already. Even back then, in the question arcs, yeah, they would always say that Kinzo is just busy with his research and stuff like that. It's always like that.
つまりそれは、これまでと何ら変わらないということ。理解できていますね、源氏。
はい。片翼のわしの家具は、これからも親方様にお仕えいたします。
熊沢、そして南條先生、私の話は理解できましたね。
それでいいのかね、夏日さん。
We can see with these characters, right, that when Genji is the one, has been asked instantly, yes, he is the loyal, extremely loyal servant there. While for Nanjo and Kumasawa, I guess they will agree, but for them it's like they're hesitating a little bit.
お父様は確かに今日お亡くなりになったかもしれません。しかし今この場にいる私たち全員が信じることで、お父様を蘇らせる魔法を使うことができます。
Right now, believe we can revive father with magic. The power of belief. Yeah, if you believe it, it will be real.
無理ですよ、奥様。そんな、いくらなんでも。
解剖すれば死亡時期を特定される。不審がられることは避けられん。
お父様はお亡くなりにならないのですから、解剖などされる言われはありませんよ。
Of course, she wasn't planning to make it seem like Kinzo would live forever. The fake life given to Kinzo would only last until Kraus could repay his debts. After that, Kinzo's soul would finally be able to rest in peace. Nanjo repeatedly said that at the time of death would be discovered during the autopsy, but Natsuki kept saying that this wouldn't be a problem.
お父様は死亡届によってお亡くなりになるのではありません。
そうか。
So yeah, pretty much I think what they're saying is just missing, right?
失踪届か。
Yeah, missing. After clapping his hands together, Kraus stood up shaking his fist.
そうです。借金が無事に返済でき、お父様にお休みいただける準備が整ったなら、その時にお父様の失踪を宣言します。
How long again though? Like for example, a person has been missing for what, like 5 years? They would declare him like dead. I don't know how long though, yeah. Rukinjima's vast, uncultivated forest was the perfect place to stage a disappearance. Yes, you can just say that he disappeared. Maybe he fell into a cliff. Fell down, I mean, into the ocean, or just maybe there was some hole in the forest that he fell. Yeah, you could say that. One day, Kinzo would go out to the forest for a walk and never return. They would search for him without success and be forced to report his disappearance.
失踪なら死体がなくても死亡届を出せる。つまり死亡時期を隠せるということだ。どうだ、南條先生。これなら何の問題もない。確かにそういうことにはなりますが。
それで良いのですか、奥様。 確かに私たちが黙っていれば、親方様がお亡くなりになられたのは秘密にできるかもしれません。ですが、どこでどう間違って誰かに知られないとも。
Yeah, now that is dangerous.
熊沢、声が大きいです。お父様はあちらでお休み中なのですよ。起こしてしまわれるつもりですか？
But I wonder though what they're gonna do with the body. My theory back then was, yeah, they may maybe just put him into storage, right? But we'll see. Storage or freezer, I mean, yeah, something like that. It isn't a corpse. Kinzo is sleeping. As Natsuki said that, Kinzo lay quietly in the bed as though there was nothing at all odd about her words.
Sa 思い出してごらんなさい。そなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。そなたがどんな日々を謳歌していたのか。
Who's she talking to now? Once again, a storm of gold butterflies started to swirl, covering Kinzo's cold body. Is Kinzo gonna come back again? Then after the butterflies exploded into fine gold powder and disappeared, just like those fairy tales that had been told over and over since long ago, Kinzo slowly opened his eyes and sat up.
お父様。
夏日、先に我が名誉のために断っておくぞ。私は生への執着からそなたにこれをそそのかしたのではない。
嘘つきめ。多少は予見していたであろうが。どうだ金蔵。体の方は。
悪くはないが、どこか夢の中のような感じだ。
Honestly, scenes like this make the game confusing, right?
重みがないな。
この世にとどまることを許されぬ存在が未だとどまっているのだ。多少の不自由は諦めよ。
お体は本当に大丈夫なのですか？本当に大丈夫なのですか？
むしろ心地よいくらいだ。これが死後の世界の感覚ならば、幽霊気取りも捨てたものではないぞ。
これにてどうか、夏日。金蔵はよみがえった。故に葬儀は不要。そなたの苦難はこれにて解決だ。
ベアトリーチェ。
As Natsui tried to find words of gratitude amidst her confusion, Beatrice waggled her pointer finger and spoke.
感謝の言葉はいらぬぞ。支配者は傲慢であればよい。わらわは頼みは聞かぬが、命令には従うのでな。
それでも言います。ありがとう。これで主人のために時間が稼げます。あとは私たちの仕事です。
しかし夏日、心せよ。確かに金蔵はよみがえったが、それは永遠ではない。我が魔力が続く限りである。半魔法の毒素により、魔法は破られてしまうかもしれぬことを心せよ。
The magic resisting toxin. So basically, if someone started doubting this, yes, it would destroy the magic.
魔法の断りを正しく理解し、その維持に努めよ。
Just when, remember fourth episode, Kyrie started asking them about Kinzo being dead. Yeah, it was starting that it was the start point. I mean, that the magic that Kinzo was dead, it started breaking after that.
わらわはそなたに奇跡を見せるが、それをつかみ、とどめるのは、
無論です。あなたにもらったこの奇跡を、私たちは決しておろそかにしません。
それでよい。 なるほどな。主と畳は新しい方がいいというのは本当らしい。気に入った。わらわはそなたに仕えようぞ。後宮夏日。我こそは後宮家顧問錬金術師黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。いつでも我が名を呼ぶがいい。さすれば現れ、わらわはそなたに奇跡を授けるであろう。
ありがとう。私は後宮夏日。あなたを刺激し、後宮家の名誉を守ります。
Okay. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a lot of scenes with these two together. The way they're implying it or showing it. October 5th, 1985. Ooh. Okay. It's a year before. Okay, so let's take a break there. But yeah. Technically, again, the power of belief, right? Believe that Kinzo is alive and he is there and it shall be. That's the magic. But if someone, or what do you call this, someone tries to deny it, the magic toxin, it will break little by little. But I wonder how the scenes with Natsui and Beatrice is gonna work. We're gonna find out. That's gonna be interesting though. And we gotta find out what is real and what is not real by the way they're presenting this. Because yeah, the way they're presenting this again is, of course, magic stuff. And I don't know. We'll find out. But yes, we also saw that Natsuhi was the one who decided to make Kinzo, what do you call this, alive, technically, right? She was the one who decided that. It was not Kraus, it was Natsuhi who decided all of this. And then afterwards, I guess they would just say that Kinzo had disappeared. It was all a Natsuhi's plan. Yeah, for her husband, technically, until Kraus clears his death away. This is gonna happen and it will continue. So anyways, we are gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 5 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.